What's up? This is Jordan Gray from Half Lit and Dope Living TV.
Hey, this your boy Don Ritchie representing the Midwest 219 Stand Up.
Hey, what's up, y'all? It's Lamar Tate.
This is your girl, Monifa.
Hey, what up? It's your man, Dave Hollister from Blackstreet.
You know what this is right here. This Trigger Trench in the building.
Hey, what's up, y'all? This is your boy, Jason Weaver. And whenever I'm back home in the Chi, I'm checking out Dope Living TV.
Hey, it's your girl, Adina Howard, and you're watching Dope Living TV, live with Greg Gray and the crew.
Yo, what's up? It's your boy Greg Gray. This is Dope Living TV Live. Let's start off by saying the views that are expressed on this Dope Living TV Live are not necessarily the views of Dope Living TV or its affiliates. Hey man, real quick, I want to start this show off by wishing my guy Titus Hayden a happy birthday. Now, I did all of this preparation. Titus, always smiling. Great actor, man. He was in the movie To Be Honest, all right? And did a fantastic job. All right, he's been on the show several times, and we just want to wish you a happy birthday, brother. Hope everything is going well on your celebration today. Yes, sir. Titus, my guy. What up, Chris?
What's going down with you, bro?
Man, a lot of stuff, but I'm gonna save it. I'm gonna save it for a little bit.
Oh, okay.
Today we got hip hop history in the building.
Oh yeah.
This gentleman, man, he's contributed his time, his lyrics, his skill to some music that we've heard before, like Rapper's Delight, the Apache. Those songs that were on the Sugar Hill label, with the Sugar Hill Gang. He's collaborated with Rob Bass and DJ Eazy-E. It takes two to make a thing go right. And other stuff, man. But he's the originator. He's the one that everybody credits with the title hip hop. He's the original G. I left off the main part, okay, because he's the original G. Let's just call it like it is. He's the original G. All right? But he's the original G, man, a hip-hop, man. And we're going to have a conversation with him, trying to see if anybody else is going to get in here and hang out with us. D. Starks, what's going on, man? Byron says, hello, magical black folks from the G. Yeah, man. We magic. We elves, man. We make cookies and all that shit. You know what I'm saying? So got a little Lucky Charms hanging out and this and that. But yeah, hey man, it's been a great day. Today I don't have anybody. I'm not announcing anybody that died. It's a good day today. It's a good day today. I saw your little April Fool's joke, dude. I knew you was coming.
No, that wasn't April Fool's joke. I got the time mixed up. I thought I was gonna be late. I don't do April Fool's joke.
I thought you was April Fooling us, dog.
Oh no, I got the time mixed up. I was like, I'm a whole hour early.
Okay, that'll work. But anyway, man, we ain't gonna hold it back. This guy, like I said, he's part of hip hop history. You may not know him, but he's already cemented himself as a part of hip hop history with the Sugar Hill label. He's done collaborations with Rob Bass and DJ
Easy Rock.
Oh man, you just don't know, man. DJ Easy Rock, and it's just good to have this man on the show. Let's say hello to the original G, man. the man who coined the phrase hip hop. Mr. G, man, what's going on, brother? I had to bring it in like that, man. You know what I'm saying?
Hey
What's
man,
going
I
on, brother?
appreciate it. I appreciate you. God bless y'all, man. I appreciate y'all, and I'm proud of what y'all doing, man. Y'all keep it going. You got my support. You know what I mean? I know sometimes it's hard to get them names right when you're talking about legendary stuff and legendary people. So it's the original G-Man of hip hop, formerly of the Sugar Hill family and Rob Bass and DJ Easy Rock. Yes, I named it the culture, the term hip hop. I came up with that in Prospect Park in Brooklyn, New York, in 1975. Sylvia Robinson ran up on me in Brooklyn on Broadway Avenue and Eldridge Street.
Sylvia, remember Sylvia? Sylvia,
Oh yeah.
she was definitely instrumental in a lot of stuff back in the day, man. For real, for real. But welcome to
Oh
the
yeah.
show, my guy, and it's great to have you on the show. So you coined that phrase hip hop. What made you even want to say hip hop? What made you want to learn? I mean, to name everything hip hop.
You have to get the dynamics of it all. You know, we was kids. We was a lot younger than the kids, than the older people that exploited the culture and only took the rap part of out of it to exploit the culture, which the whole entire culture was multiple aspects of it, which was breakdancing, pop locking, rapping, rhyming, doing a tick, doing the word, which is more popularized by Michael Jackson later on, and after us kids had already been doing it. Of course, the writing of graffiti and the list goes on and on. But there are many aspects of the culture. But the rap aspect was a fast way to make a fast buck. And Sylvia seen me at a fruit stand bagging groceries and scaling fish and stocking fruits at a fruit stand market little place where I would help older people carry their bags home to help my mother, who was a single parent that had like 13 kids running around the house. You know what I mean? So it was very sufferization, if you will, for lack of a better term. It was poverty back then in New York in them days. So she rolled up on me in a Rolls Royce. I didn't know what a Rolls Royce was. She had a white driver, which was unheard from us because we always seen the racist aspect of it, who opened the door for her per se. But that whole story, it's a long story in there. She giving me my first $20 bill to rhyme again for influencing me to take my birth certificate and social security card and slip on the train and ride up to the end of the train stop and get on the bus to go across the bridge, George Washington Bridge, into Fort Lee, and then they picked me up from there, basically. And the rest is history. And they heard me rhyme and recorded what I was doing while I was supposed to have been warming up. Paid me double the money she had promised me. So as a kid in them days, I was impressed by the money, and I never told nobody what I had been through as a kid, nor Rob Bass, nor nobody that was around. Even her own kids didn't know that when I got grown and came back and signed to Joey Robinson. When I signed to Joey Robinson Jr., I ended up I was a grown then in the Rob Bass group as a hype man, bodyguard, as well as a living chef, and he basically didn't know that I was the same kid she stole the whole concept from. So, but anyway, you asked that main question of how did I came up with the term hip hop. Back in the days, back in the 70s and the early 70s, the all the aspects that us kids was doing in break, which was in basically basement parties, block parties, house parties, garage parties, and just in the parks and on the corners to raise a few quarters and whatever dimes, nickels, dollars, where we could get. Uh, the older heads used to put that black fist in the air and say, "Right on, right on. You young brothers is hip." So that's where I got the term hip from. And the term hop came from, we wanted to be like follow the older kids that was like 5%ers. So we wanted to be little God bodies back then and find out what the mathematics was all about, which as we got older, we are now full God bodies, of course. But uh, that we had to sneak on a train to go to the cipher meetings, and when the transit cops wasn't looking, we'd run and hop over the turnstiles to sneak on the trains before the doors were closed.
Huh.
So the term hip, because we were popular everywhere we went, and hop because we had to hop over the turnstiles to sneak on the trains. So that's what I got the term hip hop from. It's not because one of the Mike first party of rappers like you hear him saying hip hop, because what grown man really would have been break dancing on the back of their necks? Not too many, or really saying nursery rhyme rhymes if they didn't get it from us kids, because nursery rhymes was for kids. What grown man would be saying nursery rhymes unless you is on some P Diddy bullshit? You know what I mean? So that's how that goes.
Okay. But that must have been a great time back then, man. You know, coming up, seeing everybody on the streets, the graffiti, the pop locking. This must have been a great time for you.
It was exciting, and let me tell you something. One thing about it, you didn't really notice the culture shock that and what it had transpired, because we was always told, what are you kids are gonna get out of rapping? It's not gonna last long. It's to last no more than a week, a month, and here we is almost 50 some years later, and if it wasn't for hip hop, R&B wouldn't have a corner to turn. No aspect of music industry would really have had a corner to turn if it wasn't for us to create a whole different aspect of music to give them something to latch on to. No R&B, you know what I mean? No jazz, and everything now is based upon the hip hop culture. The way we eat, the way we drink, the way we dress, the way we ride, the way we talk, the way everything is based upon. If you look at it, because of the influence of the hip hop culture, I didn't copyright, or what you would say, take that brand, that hip hop terminology right there, and go and copyright that term. I should have done that with the new song that I sent you, which is Cha-Ching. I did it with that though, because we ain't gonna repeat the same cycle. So so with that being said,
Right.
LL told me in Jazz in the Gardens in Miami a couple years ago, he said, yo, man, he was bowing to me, like, and my stepson said, why LL bowing to you? LL said, man, you know who your dad is? And he was like, yeah, dad. He's like, no, man, if it wasn't for him, would none of us be eating? Everybody in hip hop ought to write him a check. And that said something to me. So 44 years it took me to get the proof that I'm the man that named hip hop, not Kool Herc, not Cowboy, not even in the military counting Cadis. That because I'm a professionally trained bodyguard by the Army, Navy, Air Force, and Marines as well, a close quarters bodyguard through an elite program. So they try to debunk me in so many ways, change the algorithms and all that. But God has a way of giving you back pay. And I was doing an interview such like I'm doing now, and I got a phone call on the show that somebody wanted to talk to me, and a guy got on. He said, "Hey, my name is Mr. Mark McPhee. I'm a hip hop historian." And he went down the history of what makes him, qualified to be a hip hop historian. His brother's affiliation to major groups, and he said, "I was in the park the day you named hip hop in 1975. I almost passed out, bro, because for all those years I've been hollering and nobody listening to me because they listen to the older heads and give the credit that us kids really had to people that really that didn't do this. So you had people like NC Sham, who I respect and love a lot, who think that it started in the Bronx. But just because somebody get more popular at something first doesn't mean they was the first one. And we could have been in Brooklyn doing our thing. They could have been in the Bronx or Harlem, anywhere doing the same thing. It doesn't matter. But when we talking about the actual term hip hop, there has to be where it starts at. So I'm not saying I was the first rapper. Never said that. Not doing it. Everybody has the right to their own truth, and so do I. And then another guy came up, said every year his family used to come up from Colombia or some Latino island, and he used to come up every Sunday. He wanted to go around the park to hear the little young Master G rhyme. Now, we wasn't talking about Guy O'Brien. See, Guy O'Brien from the Sugar Hill Gang is from Ohio. He's not even from New York. I'm not downplaying him or nothing that he's attributed to hip hop, but he's not from New York. You know what I mean? So if hip hop started in New York and you adding people to the mix, it's enough questions to be asked somewhere along the line. And if they didn't actually come up with the term hip hop, then there's more questions that need to be asked. And since I got the legal affidavits from hip hop historians through lawyers' offices that's notarized, and I sent them to you as well, you have copies of them, then you have to give me my credit, even though I didn't tell some people back in the day who I was and what I had attributed to hip hop, because they wouldn't have believed me. I'm gonna go up to Rob Bass. He got the #1 song in the world, It Takes Two, and tell him I'm the one that came up with the name hip hop. He wouldn't have believed that back then. If I'd have went to Bobby Brown on a Bobby Brown tour and say, "Hey Bobby, I'm the one that came up with the term hip hop," you think they would have believed me? No. But them are the same people that don't believe that in success on a level where I got a doctorate in theology of music for understanding the vibrations and what music does to these young kids, and just why, and a bachelor's in psychology, a culinary degree as a master chef, a certified meat cutter, and a professionally trained bodyguard. So I do so many diverse things, bro, that they can't do it. Which one of them is going to switch clothes and go and be a bodyguard and protect people, and then go and cook a hot meal for them professionally wise all them years, and then come back on stage and rock the damn crowd? It doesn't happen too often. Only me and Heavy D can say we did that, like on that level.
That's amazing, bro. That's super amazing. Yeah, you should get your check cut. They should be cutting him a check, man, for real.
At least give me copies of y'all gold and platinum albums. Damn, if it wasn't for God and myself, you wouldn't even have a job. So I mean, at least get on there and say, "G man, thank you." Something, you know what I mean? Yeah. But we don't got to worry about that because you know, God kept the best for the later years.
And again, everything. I hate to say it in this context, but everything does happen for a reason. And now that it's out there, people are discovering. You got proof that you coined that phrase. A lot of good things I know is getting ready to come through. A lot of good things I know is getting ready to come through.
I appreciate it. And with my brother Chris on the team, man, and AR and a whole lot of other my buddies and people that's out there that's been, you know, through the struggle and understand where it came from, how it started. I don't have to worry about much because if God was to stop everything right now for me, he has blessed me with a great life. And I give homage to my Lord and Savior. See, G-man stands for God's man. The G stands for God. The dash between the G and the M stands for the bridge between God and man. So I keep him first because I belong to God, not man.
That's what's up. That's what's up. Chris, I'm going to move around so I can get a better signal, okay? Because I don't like the way my signal's looking, okay? Give me a second. Sure, go ahead and holler at my man.
Oh yeah, I mean, you know, me and G-Man had conversations all day, every day, boy, about everything, about everything, man. So when you hear other people try to take your claim or your shine, what do you think about that?
I don't get offended by it. I don't, you know what I mean? Because maybe that's their version of the truth that they have. You know what I mean? I don't cause controversy. I don't want to get out there and cause no problem. And I don't want no issues and none of that stuff. So let them think what they want to think and do what they want to do. You just got to prove it. At the end of the day, the truth will remain the truth. And you can say what you want. But when you hear me speak prolifically all over the world, my conversation stays the same. My proof and evidence is still there. The passion is still there, and this is not a young man's game. This is a talent game, and as soon as we recognize that and stop allowing people to tell us when we are allowed to be successful and continue continue our success, we'll be better off as a people. You know what I mean? Yeah. Because if that wasn't the case, then you know wine wouldn't get better in time. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, that's true, man. I mean, we do gotta take our culture and our music back, though. We got to do that, man.
I'm here to help do that. See, I develop artists. There's a lot of big artists that I've developed over the years, and that's on the radio now. They're superstars actually now. And believe it or not, I never take credit for other people's stuff. So I let them, you know, do what they do. Some of them call me every now and then and behind everybody's back and give me my props, but out on the stage and on TV and all that, they don't want to give me that kind of prop because they think it'll take their shine or hurt their credibility. And I never really was worried about it. And even now I'm not worried about it, but I'm still going to help develop artists and get them to the next level because everything was taken from me as a youngin', you know what I mean? And I can never get some of that stuff back. And even up today, I do some shows and I perform for people at a high level, man. I mean, high level. I host shows, I MC shows, and I develop managers and help them develop their independent labels and get them. And I don't get that credit for it because I don't search for that credit for it. I do it because it's only the just thing to do and the right thing to do. But now things are changing. I got that mindset where people have done started saying, you know, put me in the category of legend of a legend. And so therefore, if I'm that and you can call me that, then you have to recognize my wealth and you have to give me the respect that I deserve. You know what I mean? Because all the stuff that I spoke on and speak on, I got the receipts for. I could prove that. See, the people that go against me is because they try to bullshit me first. And when you try to bullshit a person that understands the light and what and the true calling and his true or her true blessing and gifts, you can't do that because it's gonna end up not in their favor or your favor because I don't
Mhm.
play games, bro. You know what I mean? I sit there and I perform to high levels, and some people don't want to pay me my worth. And I understand that the artists that you love so damn much that some of these managers and labels are putting so much energy behind these artists, and these artists don't go nowhere because they're not developed. People think because you have a week of experience and been to 2 or 3 shows and call it a tour that you can develop an artist. That's not developing an artist. You have to teach an artist self-development and etiquette because that'll keep them away from the jails and the gang banging and the stuff because they have to understand that you have to metamorph into something that's more positive because people are watching you. What are you
Mhm.
leaving to the youngins? And they're not, and they don't understand that. So I don't knock nobody that's a manager and doing what they're doing. But think of the artists that you are bringing to the label. If you see them on video smoking blunts and drinking and chasing women and talking about all that, that is gonna die out. And that's going to bring negative connotation to your company. That's a liability. So when you can't get mad at the companies that take insurance out on these young guys and young women lives who only have a lifespan of 1 to 5 years, 7 to 10 if you're lucky, because they don't know the business and the industry or the difference between the two. Business gets you paid, the industry gets you laid. Which one you want? If you want business, then step on this side and let us help you. If you want industry stuff, then go line up over there with the rest of the people that's going down with Holly Weird. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I mean, one thing about the whole what you just talked about these record labels getting insurance policies on these artists. That's what they used to do to us during slavery. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
That's exactly what they did. That's how they end up getting rich off of us because we couldn't claim our insurance. We didn't know
Nope.
anything about insurance. They insured us, so when they passed away, the money didn't go to the families. It didn't go to the wife. It went to the slave master.
That's right. See, the slave masters took the insurance policy out on their product. See, I
Yep.
teach these young guys like I teach. I'm an educator sometime too. In the point
Mhm.
where I teach grades 6 to 12. You know what I mean? I teach them
Right.
core classes, self development, etiquette, and hip hop on Fridays. And the way to do that is to teach them what happened from back in the day. They don't teach us economical insurance to our mindset. They don't teach
Right.
us that. They don't teach us economics. They don't. They teach us how to work a job and to stay underneath them. So when if we're just products, then they're gonna insure their product. So they won't
Yep.
do it themselves. 9 times out of 10, they get what the police force came from back then, which was the slave masters, officers of the slave that covered the slaves and ran the slaves around and watched the slaves. That's what metamorphed into police departments. They was policing us back then, and you have to stop being a product of your environment and turn your environment into a product, man.
That's fact.
See, that's key. That's words right there. Stop being a product of your environment and turn your environment into the product. So
Man,
what
come
do you think
on,
about
man.
the what do you think about the status of hip hop today as opposed to back then? What changes have you seen?
I seen people getting mad because somebody may get out there and do trap music. That everything has a place in its own time. If you the sooner you get it in and let it go, then you can go back to what you may want, which may be b-boy music, conscious rap, dance, house, techno. You can go back to the stuff you want, but you can't get mad because people are finding a way to make a dollar for themselves. If you buy into what somebody is giving, then it's not the person that's doing it for it, it's your fault because you the one supporting them. So today's hip hop right now, Kendrick Lamar and what Drake did, I'm not happy for either side in the sense where I respect both of them as artists, but either side, to me, it was two black men went against each other once again, and went against each other in such a negative way that it made people look at stuff from 10,000 feet now, and now everybody wants good, fun, clean, up-tempo, wholesome entertainment. So that's why I'm giving them cha-ching. It's about time to take it back to where hip hop and entertainment is fun, because entertainment is supposed to be fun. Am I right or
Yeah.
wrong?
Yes,
Why
sir.
No,
why is
you're absolutely right.
entertainment got to be about killing, fighting, drugism, sex, and violence? That's not entertainment. That's exploitation. And the only time we
Yeah.
look at it as
That's
exploitation is when it affects us personally. Like we can go out there and do everything we want to somebody's daughter, somebody's sister, auntie, niece, cousin, wife, because people don't have no morals. Most of them don't have morals today, so they don't care. They can go out and do all the dirt they want to do. As soon as somebody throw a little mud at their back door, oh, now it's a big problem. Black lives matter
mm.
when we kill each other too. What the hell is wrong with you?
Ha. Facts. Like that's crazy. But yeah, man, I think though seriously, um, hip hop was designed to be a culture for us to express ourselves. All right, but
Yep.
now you got, and I don't know if all of these will be grouped under hip hop, but you got the, like you said, the hip hop, not hip hop, but what am I trying to say, Chris? You got all these different genres that are out there right
Mm-hmm.
now. You know, the
Mm-hmm.
mumble rap, the
It,
trap,
it, it,
all of this
it's
stuff.
still a
Does
part of hip hop. It's a part of hip hop.
is
It
it
may be the part that you don't like, but it's still a part of hip
okay?
hop. Because hip hop have is like a tree, and that root spread it in the ground and went many ways. Sometimes the roots go further than the branches, but the branches went up. We see it in the light, and we love it when it's flourished, and we wait for it when it's barren. But then we forget it would be none of that without the roots. You see, you get the
Yeah,
metaphor where I'm going.
I get the metaphor, but
Oh yeah.
it just to me it just seems like some of that stuff just kind of, I'm not going to say ruined it, because you can never ruin hip hop. Hip hop is a culture. It's here to stay forever, okay? But it kind of took it down a little bit, you know,
Yeah,
kind of
yes,
messed it up a little bit.
yes, it did. See, when I named hip hop, it was based upon creating a platform for us for self-expression and to create income that can't be overly monitorized and micromanaged by the powers that be, so we can make a few dollars.
Okay.
Because through hip hop came through a struggle of suffering. You see what I mean? And sometimes the
Yeah,
suffering have negative connotations because people are reacting from abuse that our culture and our people went through for hundreds of years. So now we get a chance to express ourselves. That anger comes out sometime in a negative way. And sometimes it's good people do bad things, and sometimes it's bad people do good things. So we have to start changing the way we do things so that everything we do has a purpose. See, that's our problem. We're not in position anymore. The only thing you can take with you when you die, it sure ain't them cars, the money, and all the crap and all the fame. Because I've been through cemeteries everywhere, and I see a lot of famous people in the ground, just like a lot of poor people. So you are in the ground. But the one thing you can take to you when you leave here is the position that God put you in. And when you put Him first, then you understand the position that you're in. That's why I can survive without money more so than people that have a whole bunch of money and not have to be prideful and run around and upset because I don't have the fancy things. Oh no, because it's a cycle. That means next week or next month or next year I'm gonna have what my time, and when it's my time to shine, then everything comes divine. You get it?
I get it. But when it's your time to shine, everything comes
That's
divine.
right.
I get that. But
Yep.
when you come back, how do you plan on not necessarily changing, but enhancing what you started, hip hop?
Oh, it's fun, man. Let me tell you something. I get a kick out of it every day because I look at the way it started and where it went and how it developed to what it is right now. And I was talking about Kendrick Lamar and Drake, and I think everybody
Hmm.
in the world, not just hip hop, I'm talking about from basketball, football, everybody should take a look at that whole situation with Kendrick Lamar and grow up from it. You hear what I said? I'm gonna repeat that, and grow up from it.
Yeah, yeah.
You have the biggest platform in the world, millions and billions of people watching and you basically, I'm gonna say what most people won't say. I don't care if you beefing, keep your beef, where your beef is at. Everybody don't have to be privy to your beef. That's what happened with Biggie and Tupac. You took that moment to call a brother out and call him a pedophile, degrade your own brother. I'm not talking if he was wrong, he's wrong. I'm not, don't get it twisted. That I'm not condoling nobody's wrong. What I'm condoling is there's a place and a time for it for our people. You understand what I'm saying? People say I'm tired of cooning and buffooning. I heard people saying all that stuff, but we do the same thing. Why would you take that moment and degrade us as a people? I'm not talking about a person. Drake, he's wrong in some of the stuff he said, and we all make mistakes and say something wrong. I'm not condoning nothing. I don't like some of that corny music that a lot of people are doing out here anyway. And I don't like some of that thug music that everybody doing out here anyway because there's kids watching. But I don't, as a people, we making hundreds of millions of dollars for the first time in history. Excuse me. We're not building colleges, paying for the tuitions so them kids can get the education and come back. We're talking about our community, that's our neighborhood and our block, not the community of our people, who is a people. We're not doing that. See, everything I did was in service. As a bodyguard, service. As a chef, service. As the man that named hip hop, that's service. That's creating something for everybody to eat on. That's service. When are you going to start doing something for service and not for your damn self?
Yeah. I know we got to try at least get to a point where we can start rebuilding hip hop. We got to build it back up because, like I said, it's a culture, and I know you meant for it to be a culture that we could thrive on, that we could prosper on. But if we're not, I'll say, coming together, then it's not going to happen. And I want it to happen. How can you bring this together, bro?
By remembering the main three principles of hip hop: knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. Those three principles have to apply to what we are trying to do. Like, for instance, see, everybody's not going to take years out to get a doctorate in theology and music. See, that means that you're going to understand what your chakra is about. You're going to understand about your vibrations. You're going to understand about, see, the lowest vibrational sound is what? The 808. They try to make it the 909, but that gets distorted. So the 808, that's that doom in the music, doom. For some reason, that vibration, if you put sugar or sand on a plate and play that to a loud frequency, it'll make a pattern. So that means that it does the same thing to your mind. It'll create a pattern, and it'll repeat the pattern that may become what you call confusion. See, we understand who the author of confusion is. And once you understand that, you know who the minister of music for God was. It was Satan. You know that already. But you won't do nothing about it because it's too much like right. And when you hear somebody like me talk, the first thing you're going to want to do is find out where in my life was I wrong. Not what I'm saying now to make things right and make things better and build from that. No, you don't care about that. You want to tear me down because I'm speaking something that you don't speak about. I was on stage one day and I said, I'm not going to, and I'm just opening up the show, coming up on stage and saying, I'm not going to talk about what I do in the streets. I'm not going to talk about what I do in the sheets. But what I am going to do is keep everything fun, clean, and neat. And brother got mad at me and ran out and got an AK because I said something positive.
Yeah.
Of course, he was.
So what's up with you now?
Of course, it didn't work. He got caught up, but
So what are you doing now to for the original G-Man of hip hop? Are you coming back?
I never left. See, you get what you call either ostracized by the powers that be that you don't agree with. You get ignored by the people that think that the position that they hold is more important and you're obsolete. You get played like you're an old man and need not go. But I always stay relevant. I always been doing shows. See, I'm a master chef. I'm working on a cooking show right now. I got a new single that's getting ready to drop, and it's called Cha-Ching, and that's a movement. This is going to be crazy. One of the most marketing songs to come in the industry in decades. Watch with this thing. And I'm telling you, not a prediction. I'm telling you because I've seen and I know how music go. I do timeless music. So I've been a part of timeless events. I've been trendsetting for my entire career. You know what I mean? I'm 58 years old, and when you hear Cha-Ching, I don't know if he let you hear it. You're gonna see what I'm talking about. It's gonna blow your mind. You know, and it's a little tribute to Aaliyah there too. You know what I mean? Now and then on top of that, what I'm doing is I got a movie on Tubi right now called Mad as Hell. I'm writing a movie and I got the pitch deck finished called Generational Curse. It ain't just a horror movie or a spiritual warfare movie. It is teaching you how to pray these curses off your kids and pray over your family and break these chains that's on you that you don't know that keeping you in bondage, not the physical but the mental. We done took the chains off our arms and ankles and put it around our neck and think that that's fancy. We done left the prisons and now we in a prison in our mind and in our spirituality. We in a prison. Some of us need a spiritual ass whooping and we scared to go in church to get that. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I'm on one. I'm on one. When I'm doing developing artists, teaching, going to churches and speaking, going to colleges and speaking, going outside and speaking to people in the park. Just getting in your neighborhood. Sometime I'll go to another city and find the hood and talk to my people because it's all good. And when they find out it's me, I get nothing but love. Now, hater gonna be a hater because he got a job to do too, and some of them work overtime. You see what I'm saying? Some of them now got companies that call hater. They call it that. What is it? The hater economics now. But it's okay.
Hater
That's
Inc.
their job. Yeah, Hater Inc. Right, exactly. They getting. See, I'm starting this thing called HARF, the Hip Hop Retirement Fund. When you hip hoppers get done and you ain't got a job because you don't rapped until you old or can't get it. Now you got to, it's just like you pay into Social Security. Why we can't pay into a fund that we have called the HARF, the Hip Hop Retirement Fund, where you get, depending on the level you are from a regular artist. If you retire, you may, hypothetically speaking, get maybe $1,000, $2,000 a month. If you are on a gold and platinum selling artist, then you may get about $3,000 or $4,000 a month. If you consider a legend, then you may get $5,000 to $10,000 a month. If you consider a icon, then you get, accordingly. These are the things that we need to start putting in and paying into. Instead of reeing up on the streets, we up on life.
Yeah. And see, as you mentioned those levels, Sammy, we National Black Radio Hall of Famers, so we should get a gang of money.
Come on now.
Anyway,
Come on now.
Rachel said we need to understand that we can grow from our wealth. Just like Dr. Umar Johnson is doing in college. We can go back to when the Black Panthers were starting programs for our people. We too business trying to say we are woke instead of being awake.
I like that.
I like that
She
comment,
touched,
yeah.
she touched on one thing that I like. She mentioned about the programs that the Black Panthers used back in the day, and it wasn't. And I'm gonna say this, and I'm not racist, but I'm gonna say it because a lot of people want to be politically correct, and that bullshit. Excuse my language. That's crap. First and foremost, it was our own people that turned our programs against what we had. It wasn't them folks because we was united and trying to come to stick united. You let our internal problems destroy our foundation. It went from free lunch programs and feeding our kids in the neighborhood and mentoring our kids in the neighborhood to where this guy started dating that guy that used to date that girl that used to date that girl, that personal crap. And that was made interstellar wars. Now we arguing with each other. I don't want to come to your set now, and so I'm gonna stay over here in my block. So now my block is First Street, your block is Second Street. So now you can't. We got a beef now. Matter of fact, you got to move to Third Street, and when you move to Third Street, now Second Street is caught up in the middle of Third Street and First Street problem. So you see where I'm going? That's confusion.
Yep.
Or order through chaos. That's what they want.
That's crazy. That's crazy. Order through chaos.
That's how they control us, though, bro. That's how they keep us off balance by the chaos. And we feed into the chaos. We feed into the negativity and all of that, bro. And that be the problem.
Yeah, we allow it to happen. We got to do. I'm gonna tell you that I'm gonna use y'all as a reference. We got to protect the platform. We got to protect Chris. We got to protect AR and myself. Protect me. I'm speaking for you because the shit that I'm saying you won't say and can't say or don't have the education to say. The stuff
Yeah,
that Chris is doing right now, this man is independently, single-handedly getting to own his own basketball and
man.
NBA team
No, he
with
ain't
a,
doing
with,
that. He
with
ain't doing
arena,
that.
with
Hey,
an
hey, hey,
arena.
he ain't doing that. He ain't
Man,
doing that.
come
He ain't
on, man,
doing that. He ain't
come
doing
on, man.
that.
Come on, and I'm saying this not because I want to brag about him. What I'm saying is because I'm proud for him. I'm
Yeah.
happy for him because this has never been done before. I'm saying right here, right now. And I pitched it to him already. Cha-ching gonna be the biggest song you see because every time somebody hit a basket, cha-ching. Every time somebody score a touchdown, cha-ching. Every time somebody buy a nice car, cha-ching. Every time the essays want to spray paint their car and they think they're about above the crap, cha-ching represent being above the garbage.
Mm-hmm.
This is a movement. I'm gonna be sitting front center on that court whenever I want, just like Spike Lee used to do for just because he was a New York Knicks fan.
Yeah.
I'm sitting front court center and I'm gonna have that seat. And I'm gonna ask my brother to create that seat and make it look like a 2, 3, 4 seat bench per se, just for that to sit there. Not because I want to just brag about the team and my status. No, it's because I want to support our people.
Right.
What's up?
When
Right.
halftime come up, I want to get up and hear the whole crowd saying cha-ching. Listen to how we do our thing. Cha-ching. You listen to the styles that we bring. Cha-ching. If this is the way we do our thing, cha-ching, yeah. It's about that
Cha-ching.
cash in the cream, baby.
Let's go. Let's
Oh
go.
yeah.
Chris, I'm
See,
glad you
that's
brought him
real.
to the table, bro.
That's real, man. That's real, man. Come on, man. Yeah, and I'm gonna tell you, Magic, Shaq, Barkley, Jordan, all of them, trust me, when this jumps off, watch all of these people come to Chris. Watch them come to him. Not because they didn't have their chance to do it. No, but he doing it from scratch. See, they played the game and they was a part of all. They did all that, and they came in with the fame mindset. He ain't coming with the fame mindset. He coming with the people mindset. He's doing something that nobody and our people have ever done. He's seen something that was a void and created an answer to the problem.
The
Yeah.
answer to the
Oh yeah.
problem. That's what's up, man. I love what you're doing. I love the fact that and I don't know if you like being called a part of hip hop history, or I don't know but you are part of hip hop history
Man,
because
they
of all
calling me
of
hip
the
hop royalty, all kind of stuff. Hip hop royalty is in the building. Hip hop. I respect all the accolades that you call me. You call me G, man. Because when you say G, and see, even when it's slang, when I be like G and calling you man, just call me G, man. But my nickname is G man.
okay.
See, and when you say G, see, God said keep me in all thy ways. So why wouldn't I name myself after him? I'm keeping him in all thy ways. Every time you say G, you saying God when it comes to me.
All right.
Yes,
I
sir.
love
Yes,
it.
sir. Man,
I
I'm
love it.
it's rare when we get a chance to sit back and listen to hip hop history being told to us like
Mm-hmm.
this, because a lot of people don't know some of the things that this culture, the hip hop culture, has gone through to get to where it's at then, to get to where it's at today. It's been a lot
Right.
of changes. There's been a lot of mess. But you got some of those people that were back in those days that you don't hear a blemish from. Okay, how come all of these hip hop uh, rappers and entertainers, every other day you hearing them getting in trouble? I mean, what you didn't hear that back in the day. We did our thing, but you didn't hear that back in the day. Everybody getting in trouble. And they killing people. They getting shot up. The drugs and this and that, man. How can we get the culture back like it was originally planned?
Uh, Acknowledging. See, acknowledge the forefathers for what they done and who they are. Like, for instance, it's hard for them to give me the respect I deserve because see, some people get so jealous that they want to be in that position. I'm not in a competition with you. Is you crazy? I'm supporting you. You ain't never seen me get in a hip hop rap battle. I ain't battling you. What the hell? I'm not. My job is not to battle you. My job is to link you with other people with the like mind so we can move together. My job ain't to challenge
Yeah.
you. I don't want to challenge your manhood. I don't give a damn if your hands are bigger than mine, your balls bigger than mine. I don't care about none of that. That's not my business. But what I care about is you taking a culture that's for everybody and acting like it belongs to you personally. What I care about is you acting like you own the entire world and nobody can piss on your world like you pissing on everybody else's world. What I
That's
do
right.
care about is that the respect factor that you think you deserve, you're supposed to give so that your respect can multiply. That bully crap is done with. That bully crap is done with. That the gang banging thing. With let's be 100. Let's close our eyes, people. Grown ass children. Let's close our eyes and let's think about it. You're fighting over a color. You're fighting over a block that a Jew owns. You're fighting over a neighborhood that ain't really your neighbor. You don't own that neighborhood.
Mm.
You're fighting over things that are not yours. How do you sound killing somebody because they wearing gold? Are you serious? Are you killing somebody because they wearing pink? Killing somebody because they wear red or blue or black? Let's think. This is what us as a people and all the stuff our forefathers went through to get us to a point where we can even be outside freely without getting whipped with chains and whips and drugged by horses and lynched and burned and set on fire and hung. And this is what it has boiled down to, where we killing each other over the colors. And you're going to get mad at me and want to hurt me because I'm speaking something that makes sense to the children.
Killing
You're
each
going to
other.
dig up dirt on my brother because he broke the law back in 1925. So now you're gonna, because he becomes successful and made $10 more than you, now you're gonna bring up something on his past to tarnish him or get him locked up on some crazy back in 1922 stuff. Really, this is what we became.
That's facts. You on mute.
That
You on mute, Chris. You on mute, Chris.
My bad. I was gonna say, yeah, and all that's true. You know what I'm saying? But you got to realize too, and we talk about this all the time on here. Me and G Man, all of that, bro. We got to know who we are first.
Yep.
You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? Once we
Yep.
know true self, once we know true knowledge of self, bro, and where we came from, who we are, who we was, our history, a whole lot of stuff will change, bro.
Yep. And
But
I
G
don't
Man
know
made a
who made
great
us
point.
men. I don't know who made us men have all this pride where we can't sit there and talk about how we feeling, or the hurt that we're going through, or the abuse that we may have went through as kids, as men, not just the women. The
Mhm.
abuse that happened to us that we don't speak about. When we're not feeling well, we can't tell each other, "Hey, man, my stomach is hurt, man. I need help, man. I need." We can't get on the phone and talk to your brother and say, "Look, bro, I need $5, bro. That's all I need. If I didn't need it, I wouldn't have. You just front me $5. I give it back to you. And if you don't give it, if you can't afford to give it, don't loan it." Stuff like that. See, these are the
Yeah,
pride things that we never. Oh, I'm never gonna ask. So you're gonna let your family starve because of your pride.
yeah,
Mm.
So a wise person told me
yep.
I didn't protect my family. Told me I didn't protect me, and I didn't protect my family, and I didn't protect myself. That's why I was behind the 8 ball like I was. I said no. At first I felt guilty about that because it seemed to have had truth. I didn't, so I didn't protect myself as coming up. So now I don't have nothing that I can show for where I came from and what I helped build. But I realized I did protect myself because I'm on this earth almost 60 years.
Hmm.
I did protect my family. We're still together. I did, but and none of them is in jail. None of them is on drugs. You said none of them have a shitload of kids that they can't take care of. Uh, so I did protect myself. I just did it in the way that I let God order my footsteps. See, that's the difference. See, I'm
Yeah.
not afraid to let somebody tell me. I'm not afraid to speak about my Lord and Savior when somebody will tell me that we can't talk about politics and we can't talk about religion. Oh yeah, but you can talk about your money. So you rather turn the whole world into a den of thieves than to sit there and talk about the man that created everything for you to be.
Hmm.
See, this is realness.
Yeah.
I'm dropping jewels. This the jewels that you don't wear around your neck. This the jewels you wear around your heart.
Yeah, man. I mean, and you know that goes back to what we always said, man. You know, you got people that look like us and don't look like us that'll sit out here and big up Elon Musk, big up Jeff Bezos and all of them, but don't know nothing about Mansa Musa. You know what I'm
Mm.
saying?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, big up them,
Mm-hmm.
and you can take Musk, you can take Bezos, Zuckerberg, you can take all of them, Buffett, and put them all together, and they still don't add up to the riches that Mansa Musa had.
See that? See that's real.
And
See, some
people don't
people.
understand that, bro.
See, some people don't even realize. See, a lot of people got the mindset with some of these people that they have brainwashed us not to be indulged with or not to talk to. Let's say, like,
Mhm.
I'm gonna say this, like some of the Rothschilds. All of the
Yeah,
Rothschilds ain't wicked.
they're not.
I speak to some.
Hmm.
A lot of them not wicked, and so actually one just died recently. Through the fire.
Hmm.
That's questionable, but
Yeah,
but all of the Bilderbergs are not evil.
that too. I mean, and that goes with the Rockefellers too, bro. All of them are not.
Exactly.
Look, bro. I mean,
Exactly.
and I had this conversation, and someone that's not of our culture or look like us told us, look, we we hate on Trump because the media makes us hate on Trump. But if you don't realize what he's really doing, getting rid of the illegal aliens, getting rid of everything, and making the original indigenous
Hmm.
people, which is us,
Speak on it.
a platform, we will never understand what's going on, bro.
You have to drain the swamp. See, I would rather
Mhm.
close the whole company down too and start from scratch because
Yeah.
because now I stamped out corruption.
Hmm.
I'm giving you a chance now to take a payout from what you've been doing. See, you don't want the payout. See, the payout might bring you see, how long did it take you to make $50,000 to $120,000? You may make that in one whole year. That may have been your salary, but you
Hmm.
you get this right now and then go apply for another position.
Yeah.
You know what I
I
mean? You
mean,
got the
but
experience, you got the knowledge, you got the wisdom, you know what to do. So if you get rid of everybody, stamp out the corruption and start all over, I don't see a problem with that. I kind of like that.
but that's the whole thing. Like even it didn't come from the people that was already over here, the indigenous Indians, all of that. You know what I'm saying? It's not
Mhm.
indigenous Indians because basically, like, let me ask y'all this question. Y'all know what a $5 Indian is?
Well, we
A
get ready
five
to
dollar
find
a,
out.
fi- a $5 Indian is an Indian that basically was white that asked the people, here, I give you $5 and I give you another $5 up under the table, label me as a Cherokee.
Mm.
That's why the skin started changing. They did that in other
Hmm.
countries too, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like Japan was black. You know what I'm
That's
saying? China
true.
was black.
That's true.
European
That's true.
European is named after a black superior queen, bro. Like Europe, Eupora. That's who it was named after.
Before, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I heard
Like
that one
like but
before.
see, we don't know that. We was whitewashed.
Right.
We were and the people that came over here that was whitewashed is basically the popularity, the people that's here now. That went from generation to generation to generation to generation, and now we in 2025 still thinking the same way. Some of us the same way we was thinking when we was coming over on the slave ship. And don't
Right.
think we only came over here on a slave ship one time. It was like 5 different slave ships. But
True that.
even before that, us as people was over here 5 times before then. Christopher
Yeah.
Columbus didn't know nothing about weighing the waves, the ship's direction. He never knew anything. Like, he had 2 black people on that ship guiding him over here. You know what I'm saying? So it's a lot of
We
stuff
gotta
That's
we
we
need
gotta
real.
to
make
learn
sure
That's
about us.
real.
We got to learn about us,
we gotta
bro.
make
And
sure
once
that
we
we
learn
are
about us, we'll be able to take it to a whole other level, bro.
and that's what I was gonna say. We gotta make sure we know who we are. Gotta make sure that we
Why you
learn
think it's not called
everything there
our
is about this.
story?
That's the only way we can grow.
Yeah,
Why you think it's not called our story or my story? It's called his story. You know what I
because
mean? Why you think?
it's called his story because the person that wins the battle get a chance to write the history.
That's right. That's right.
But look, man, we've been talking with the original G Man of hip hop, man. We got a lesson, a cultural lesson, a hip hop lesson. It's just amazing when we get a chance to sit back and talk and listen, and then be able to gain more knowledge. Okay, and I think that's the key. We need to gain knowledge. We need to, like Chris said, we need to know ourselves. So, original G Man of hip hop, man. Look, we appreciate you coming through the show. You got to come back because we went into a whole different era. You know what I'm saying? Steve said, I'm learning now. Okay. That's what it is. You're dropping all these gems. Okay. Well, you know, these gems, we can't fill up the whole pot because we only got an hour to do it. But you got to come back and hang out with us so that we can make sure that we get this whole story.
Yeah, hey man, you know, and that's amazing because there's so much to talk about with the hip hop thing. We went so many ways, and even from Bodyguard, there's so many stories. Somebody just sent a message through. What did they say?
The guy said, I'm learning now.
I appreciate that. That means we dropping juice. See, sometimes us as a people, we just got to sit down and have a conversation. That's
what
all.
it is. That's
You know,
what it
we ain't
is,
doing
man.
it for
And
the fame of
with
the
us,
name.
Understand when we hear.
yeah,
Right, we ain't
and
doing this
gotta
for the
do that.
fame of the name. We ain't doing this for the fame of the name. We doing this for the brain. That's it.
that's it, bro. Because what we got to do, only thing you got to do is just get your attention to make you go into start researching on your own, bro. That's what it's all about. Now you become able to teach somebody else, and then they be able to come teach somebody else. And then once you know, all of us on here has that knowledge. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah,
that's what
each one
that's what it's
teach
all
one.
about.
And y'all just
If each
remember the
one teach
original
one.
G-Man of hip hop. I don't chase orgasms. I chase lifegasms, and I think on the other end of eternity because the devil don't exist out there.
Right, most
That's right.
definitely.
Bree
Most
said, bring them
definitely,
back
bro.
because she got a situation. She got to hear it. People want you back, man. So you got to tell us you got to come back, right?
I'm there. Or man, I'll be back tomorrow if Chris set it up. See, the thing is that's my bro, and family
Yeah,
do
That's
what
right.
family's supposed to do. You know what I mean?
That's
oh
right.
yeah, no doubt,
That's
no
right.
doubt, bro.
Chris, let's get out of here, man.
Man, like, look, man, this is history in the. This ain't history in the making. This history in the continuance. You know what I'm saying? This
Hey, that
history been
girl
going.
said she got a situation. Make sure you keep her to keep up with her because I'm feeling that I was born with a veil on my face and I feel that spirit, that vibe coming through. She got something she seriously want to know about. That's gonna help her. So remember that spirit, that vibe that came through real strong.
Oh
Yes,
yeah,
sir.
oh yeah, man. This is history in the continuance, man. Like I said, me and G Man talk all the time, bro. We talk about all types of stuff. So whenever bro ready to come back, we'll make that happen, man. We'll
I'm
make
ready. I
that happen.
told you, boy. I'll come back tomorrow. If we're gonna make it make sense, we need to do it where we can really promote it for a few days and get people to come. And the people that's tapped in today can start inviting people. And they should come and pay attention to this. And we do a special program, man, and do it for the people, just not for me or for anybody, but just for the people. Let them ask these questions because it's questions they want to know about hip hop and about life in general. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Oh yeah, it's all about history, bro. We gotta bring the history to the forefront.
Yes.
And that's what we do every day here at Dope Living TV Live, man. But when we have guests, like I said, like the original G-Man of hip hop that has done so much, but hasn't gotten and again, he doesn't care about that, but I care about stuff like that as far as for other people. Gotten the accolades he deserves. Let's celebrate this man like we just celebrated here on Dope Living TV Live, okay? Brother, we appreciate you for coming through and hanging out with us.
Likewise, brother. Later, bro.
All right, now, bro, I'm gonna hit you up later.
All right.
Yep.
All right, it's Dope Living TV Live, man. We'll see you guys tomorrow, all right? Peace out.
Peace out.